All right, and we have breaking news. Sheikh Hasina found guilty on 3 counts of incitement, order to kill and inaction. Tribunal has sentenced Sheikh Hasina to death. Now, Sheikh Hasina was found guilty on 3 counts as per the tribunal. The charges against her on crimes against humanity, she's been found guilty on 3 counts: incitement, order to kill and inaction. Kamalika, coming back to you, thank you so much for staying on with us. What can you tell us of this verdict, of course?
Well, it's a very big development, and this is what was expected line, that Sheikh Hasina will be convicted. And here in the 3 counts, the number 1 count where she just where she spoke about certain things. First count, she has been given life imprisonment, but on the second account, which is very vital, which is where she ordered for, that is what has been found, that she ordered for such killings. In that point, clearly Sheikh Hasina's death sentence has been pronounced by this tribunal, International Crime Tribunal in Bangladesh. The moment this International Crime Tribunal dictated that death sentence will be given, there was an applaud in the court. That's what was seen. But definitely the mood was set in that whatever this verdict will come, she will be convicted, number 1. Now, death sentence is something which is definitely something very, very, very big. Hasina, this is the shortest judgment. This is like 15 months judgment which has come. Hasina has pointed out various questions regarding this entire case. She has also questioned about the legalities of this case. But when this verdict was read out, it was more than 1 hour that the verdict has been read out in this Bangladesh court, International Crime Tribunal court in Bangladesh, where they clearly tried to show both the side. But the fact that they were saying that whatever conversations that came up, whatever phone recordings that came up, all those were actually real, and those were not artificial intelligence. So clearly, though Awami League side will be saying, and they are saying, it's absolutely a kangaroo court judgment that has been given by the Bangladesh International Tribunal, Crime Tribunal Court, but it's clear that this judgment has come. Now we'll have to really see what happens on ground in Bangladesh, because Awami League has already called a lockdown there on one hand. On the other hand, the NCP, the Students' League, the students' organization who did all that July movements, they are also enrolled in Dhanmandi. There has been a bulldozer from the morning. They want to break the Sheikh Hasina's residence there. So really, there's going to be there is going to be a lot of ramification, how things will come up, what happens, regarding her extradition. All these things points are definitely to be there. A very big development. Sheikh Hasina sentenced to death.
Of course, there's a lot of dread when it comes to seeing what the actual implications of this will be on the ground. Of course, we brought those visuals of the bulldozers earlier to our viewers as well. Now, we are waiting to see how Hasina supporters will be responding to this as well. There is a very, very real possibility of unrest, violence. Now, that, of course, remains a very real threat as well, Kamalika. Kamalika, I hope you can hear me now. I'm also trying to understand what does this mean in terms of practical implications, especially since she's already in exile, as she's staring at a death sentence here, where there is a very real possibility of violence in Bangladesh. There's already unrest building up to this moment. What can you tell us?
Yeah, definitely. This is something which is to be seen, because Sheikh Hasina is not there in Bangladesh and she is in exile. So how they extradite the entire thing, how they plan to execute this, that is to be seen, and what ramification it has on Bangladesh on ground, that is to be also seen. These are one is the international aspect. Definitely, India is there. The international aspect is there. How the international community reacts to such death sentence, such judgment. That is one thing. Second is how at home in Bangladesh, how the politics works out, what happens on ground. Awami League calling clearly stating a lockdown, and their 13th lockdown crackdown was quite successful, the behest of which Sheikh Hasina yesterday itself did spoke to her people, her supporters, her workers, and she stated that she does not give any importance to this International Crime Tribunal because she believes that this entire thing is a kangaroo court. But on the other side, when the International Crime Tribunal started dictating their verdict, they were first in saying that how important this International Crime Tribunal is, and they referred to various points and various, they referred to their constitution. So what happens there, that is to be seen, and definitely this entire process will, how they will actually execute this order, because this is a very important order. It will have international ramification.
Absolutely.
It will have ramification with the relations with India, and definitely on ground what's going to happen. Clearly Bangladesh, we'll have to see Bangladesh very keenly, because this is something which was expected, but death sentence is something which is very big.
Absolutely, Kamalika, you're right. This will have international ramifications as well. And we also have Siddhant live with us. Siddhant, let me just come to you. As Kamalika mentioned, this is going to have very serious international ramifications. We are yet to see how the international community responds to the tribunal's sentence as Sheikh Hasina is staring at a death sentence. What can you tell us?
Well, that's right. Look, I have been saying this since morning that Mohammad Yunus has been looking for a villain character, in Bangladesh politics, and perhaps from the very beginning, the way the cases were slapped against Sheikh Hasina, her party leadership was arrested, they were held for rioting and arsoning, their properties got confiscated, their offices were set ablaze, things like that. The party got banned by the interim government. This is the last nail in the coffin. Perhaps now it's end for the Awami League's politics in Bangladesh, because now the interim government has managed to get order from the International Crimes Tribunal, and perhaps this definitely will be adding more weight to the narrative of Mohammad Yunus, interim government's narrative, and perhaps now he will be more vocal at the international forum, perhaps speaking on the atrocities by Sheikh Hasina and how this entire movement was needed in Bangladesh to throw her out of power, things like that. In fact, he will also be trying to put more pressure on the Indian government for her extradition. Perhaps there has already been one request made by the Bangladeshi government to the Indian government in the month of January, if I'm not mistaken. A request was sent for her extradition at that point in time. In fact, Ministry of External Affairs confirmed that on record. Now he will be pursuing the request more aggressively at the diplomatic levels. He will be more vocal. And as I said, that he got the villain. He wanted to build this character of Hasina as a villain in the politics of Bangladesh. And perhaps today is the day when the last nail in the coffin has been done. And now, the narrative is against her. The media in Bangladesh is reporting about this case, and perhaps everybody is watching the development very closely.
Right, absolutely. In fact, I was just going to come to this as well. What sort of a message do you think this sends to other political actors as well as the international community?
Well, as far as other political factors in Bangladesh is concerned, you talk about BNP, you talk about Jamaat-e-Islami. They all were in favor of the movement, taken out by the students. They have largely been in support of the movement. These parties were the staunch, rival of Awami League, and have always been opposing the policies of the Awami League. So definitely they are going to welcome this decision by International Crimes Tribunal, and in fact we will definitely try to establish contact with BNP, perhaps to know what do they have to say on this particular decision. But as far as Bangladeshi politics is concerned, the party was banned before, but there was an immense pressure on the interim government to allow Awami League to contest elections, to let Awami League to contest election. Perhaps now, it is big no to the Awami League. There's going to be no participation of Awami League in the next election, because now they have got conviction of Sheikh Hasina from the International Crimes Tribunal.
All right, Siddhant, do stay on with us. This verdict is not on